Hi boys and girls. Today we are going to work on topic 12, lesson 5. We're almost done with our measurement unit and you guys have been working so hard. We're very proud of you. We're going to watch the math video and then we'll complete our insert. Words to know today: cube, paperclip, and boat.
Read and understand. Do you need more cubes or more paper clips to measure the length of the toy boat? Let's think about it. How is measuring with cubes like measuring with paper clips?
How are they similar?
They're both small objects. How is measuring with cubes different than measuring with paper clips? The cube and the paper clip are not the same size.
When we're talking about the length of the cube, we're looking right up until this edge right here. We're not talking about this little part at the end that helps the cubes to fit together.
How can you measure the boat with cubes and with paper clips? You can make a cube train and a paper clip chain that are as long as the boat. Then you count the cubes and paper clips. Compare the cube and the paper clip.
Are they the same length? Which one's longer and which one's shorter?
Which is shorter, the cube or the paper clip? The cube is shorter. Do you need more cubes or paper clips to measure the boat?
So which one would you need more of? The cube is shorter than the paper clip. Which one would you need more of to measure the boat?
The cube is shorter, so you need more cubes. Solve, look back, and check. Measure to check. First, measure the boat using cubes. How many cubes do you need to measure the boat? You need 5 cubes to measure the boat. Then, measure the boat using paper clips. How many paper clips do you need to measure the boat? You need 3 paper clips to measure the boat. So you do need more cubes than paper clips to measure the boat. Why do you need more cubes than paper clips to measure the boat?
This is one of the most important questions of this video. Why is it that you need more cubes than paper clips to measure the boat? I want you to think about that for just a second.
The cube is shorter than the paper clip, so it takes more cubes to measure the same length. Now you can measure the length of an object in different ways.
Now, before we switch over to the insert, we know that we didn't send you home with enough cubes and paper clips to measure everything that you'll need to in this activity. We've really loved the creativity of what you've been using around your house to measure. The most important thing is just that you record the unit of measurement that you're using. The other day I talked about using a penny because it was about the same length as a cube. I know that yesterday somebody else used quarters to help them measure. You can use whatever you want around your house to help you measure, so long as they're about the same length as a cube and a paper clip, just so we can keep that comparison there. Because today we're going to work on comparing different objects in different ways. If you don't have what you'll need to measure, feel free to pause the video and go get your measuring tools before you get started. Today you'll need your Topic 12 Lesson 5 insert. On the front, it's asking you to find 3 different objects around your house that you will both estimate the length of in cubes and paper clips or whatever unit you're using, and then it will also ask you to measure. When you're done with that part, it's asking you which object did it take more of? The object that was shorter or smaller, or the object that was longer? On the inside of your paper, it gives you 4 opportunities to practice. In here, it says to circle your estimate and then measure to check. So looking at this, about how long do you think each one is? Do you think it takes more of your shorter object or more of your longer object to measure it? And then it wants you to go and tell us about how long was it for each of them. There are 4 opportunities to practice that on the inside. As you're working on that, you can pause the video. I'm going to read the back to you. Okay. Number 5 says Carmen made a sundial. How long is the picture of the shadow? So we're looking at this line right here. About how long is the picture of the shadow? Use your 2 different measurements, your 2 different units to help you measure, and then record your answer. In number 6, it says, which object would it take the most of to measure the length of this bench? Which one would it take the most of to measure the length of the bench? That can be a pretty tricky problem. So be thinking about, would it take a lot of something that's really small, or would it take a lot of something that's a large object? In number 7, it says choose an object in your classroom or your home. Draw the object in this space right here. Then measure the object with your 2 different units of measurement to find out about how long it is. Make sure to tell us what you're using as your units of measurement. So if you're not using cubes and paper clips, please tell us what you are using. When you finish that paper, you can do the practice page for topic 12. It's a little blurry. There we go. Numbers 1 and 2 ask you to estimate and then measure. Does it take fewer cubes or fewer paper clips? Number 3 is talking about the reasonableness of an answer. That's a really big word. It says Eric has a paintbrush that is about 12 cubes long. If it's about 12 cubes long and you know that a cube is shorter than a paperclip, which answer would make sense? About how many paperclips long could it be? 2, 7, or 12? The last one says which object would you need the fewest of to measure how long the eraser is? So which one would you need the least of to measure how long this eraser is? Which one would help you measure it the fastest? On the back, we have our daily Common Core review. Number 1, Rob has 28 pennies. He spends 10 pennies on a toy dinosaur. How many pennies does Rob have now? It's asking us to subtract in this problem. You can tell that right at the top when it shows us the math problem written out. So what is 28 take away 10? Remember, we worked a lot this year on starting at any number and adding and taking away 10s on a 100 chart. Number 2 said, which is the best estimate for the length of the straw? Looking at that picture, about how many cubes long do you think the straw is? Number 3, Mina and her friends are painting. Mina's brush is the longest. Circle Mina's brush. When you're all done finishing your math work, please upload a picture or a recording of what you've worked on so we can check it. Have a great day.